One solution to the huge amount of the Purge waste is a toolchanger 3D printer, the Snapmaker U1.
Hello, welcome to my tech fan. Snapmaker sent me U1 3D printer for the testing. I got this box for free. There is no additional payment from their side, but I know that many of you will consider this as a sponsored video. Maybe it is, but it is also sponsored by Polymaker, who is also a channel sponsor. And of course, partly it is sponsored by my Patreon supporters. The whole story starts a few years ago when Bambu Lab made the multicolor printing famous. And after this, many other companies started to copy exactly that solution, and users really like it. But very quickly they realized it is quite expensive because of big amount of the Purge material. For example, if I want to print one multicolor dice, in that case I may have 10 times more Purge material compared to the object weight. This can be optimized by printing at least, 200 at once, because the amount of the Purge material would be the same. But the question is, do I need 200 dices in this case? And that's the main key of the success of the Snapmaker U1 on the Kickstarter. They break all records because users will like multicolor printing, but they hated that Purge material. And with this toolchanger, they offer this significantly reduced, basically minimal Purge, only if the Purge tower is needed, for very affordable price. Because at that time, the toolchangers existed on the market, but this is the first time that their price is far below $1,000, even now when the Kickstarter expired. Let's see a few specifications from the website. It has 4 tool heads and the maximum traveling speed is 500 mm per second. The build volume 270 mm in X, Y and Z directions. This means very similar, just a little bit bigger than X1 Carbon, for example. The maximum temperature on the nozzle is 300 degrees Celsius, on the bed 100 degrees Celsius. And by default, the nozzle is made from the stainless steel, so if you want to print some carbon fiber filament, we need to upgrade this to some hardened steel. It has all modern features like vibration compensation, auto loading in the backup mode, it can even replace the runout filament, application for remote control, and by default, without any upgrade, it can print with PLA, PETG, PCTG, TPU and similar. And if you want to print, for example, ABS, polycarbonate, there is an optional cover. So in this case, we can have some heated chamber, not actively, but passive by heated bed.
Quick unboxing, speed up video. The packaging is well designed. Everything is protected inside the box. It must be because it will be sold in huge amount and they don't want damaged delivery units.
Quick start guys, safety guidelines, but let's see what's in the box. Oh, 4 filaments. Maybe its colors would be better, but really appreciate that we got some filaments too. These are the spool holders. Filament feeders, 1, 2, 3, 4, left and right. And these are tool heads. It's important to remove all these screws marked with this red circle. Don't forget to remove the protection film from the camera, otherwise you will get blurry images. Personal experience. Maximum angle for the doors. Texture PI sheet for PLA, ABS, PETG and TPU. Now TPU may stick too good to it, so maybe it is safer to use some glue stick as a separation layer.
Installing the filament feeders.
A reminder for me, if I want to take it down, press this.
Filament holders. And then tool heads. The first one will slide to the left side and the rest 3 to the right. I'm not sure why they did this, because if you want to have a spare tool heads, we need 2. Connecting the cables and securing them with the screws. This goes into the tool heads.
Installing the bigger Teflon tubes, and there are some flat surfaces, they go into the tool head. Just follow the instructions. And the other side goes into the printer.
Doing some cable management. and the hardware is finished. Turning on, selecting the language, location, QR code, probably for the terms and services, agree, continue, list of Wi-Fi networks, connected to my local network, and there is the IP address which I will need later. With the scanning of the QR code I connected the app with the printer. And on the start the printer offers the full calibration. The calibration is not fully automatic. You have to be around because sometimes it will ask you to clean the nozzle, for example, and click continue and similar. Calibration is finished. Installing the filaments which were in the package. These are half kilogram spools. One of the easiest inserting the filament. It correctly recognized the colors. And the printer is ready. Let's print something. Dragon texture PLA. 3 hours printing, but okay. Let's measure one color change. The tool is changed in only 5 seconds. Then it will print something on that Purge tower. And after this it will continue with the printing. And for all this it needs 13 seconds. A reminder, AMS for this needs between 1.5 and 2 minutes. The progress is nice. Soon I have to go to pick up my daughter from school. But I will supervise the printing from the app. This is what I can see. It is not too fast. Maybe I have 1 or 2 frames per second, but for supervising it's fine. On screen I'm missing a little bit more information. For example, how many layers are printed, or how many tool changes are left, or something similar. Or they can add this information to the app. During the printing, we can change the temperatures, speed, fan, LED. I'm not sure why they're here. These controls we can use before the printing. And it's finished. The quality is great. Of course, we don't have here the question of mixing the colors. The aligning is a bigger problem in this case, but of course that job is done correctly too. Next day, we had a meeting with the community and other Hungarian tech YouTubers. The Snapmaker U1 was one of the main attractions in 3D Printing Corner. From the morning until the evening, it continuously printed these small red dragons, and during these almost 10 hours, I had 0 issues with it, and most of the time I wasn't even there. But I could notice few issues during this time. For example, on daylight, it is hard to see the screen under the angle. Maybe adjustable angle would be a great upgrade. Another weird thing is this USB plug on the back side of the printer. But it created several dragons, which was a giveaway gift for visitors. Actually, I noticed this much later. Let's see if it will help. Yes, a little bit better, but still not perfect. It's time to print my own objects. I installed the Snapmaker Orca, and I printed this card holder for my wife. The height is not big, but even then I hate to print this with the one nozzle printer. This is what I can see through camera. It's not too fast, maybe 1 or 2 frames per second, but for the supervising it's enough. It's printing the second layer now, and it's much faster, even the tool change. Switch to the white color. Really nice clean printing. Only have to remove the supports. Actually, I could use the PETG supports. In that case it would be very easy to remove, but it's too late now. And just reminder, you cannot really do with one nozzle that PETG support and the PLA, because the cross-section on that point will be much weaker because of the weaker layer adhesion, or you have to increase significantly the purge material. To prove this, I will print something from PLA using PETG as a support. Only a separation layer will be from PETG, but this will be enough and it will make the test specimen weaker on this layer. Printing on A1 using one nozzle and AMS. We can even see that the color is mixed too. The amount of the Purge material was not enough. Beside colors, the printing looks nice, and as expected the removing of the supports is very easy. And this is now Snapmaker Orca, the same test object with one PETG separation layer. Filaments are inserted, and this is just one of the moving to the Purge tower since it will be needed for the color change. Removing of the object is easy, but it's time to check the layer adhesion. Printed on Snapmaker. Printed on A1. And the difference is huge. Keep this in mind when next time you want to combine two different materials in one nozzle system. A full bed level test. So far very nice. I was here and I could record the end of the printing. Not bad, but I will wait until it cools down. I'm not sure is it visible on the screen too, it is extremely constant. Another two-color printing for my wife, actually a gift for her hairdresser, combining black and gold colors. Flat object, the amount of the Purge material would be minimal even with the AMS, but it's still better if it's zero. And this printer don't like brittle filaments. I had to trick it to pull out the filament. So it broke only here, so the entering angle is not really best in this case on the lower spool holder. The top is fine, tangential. And when it's unloaded, I have to pull it manually. And I'm not sure is this the best solution, because I can feel some resistance here between the pulleys. If this will be some abrasive filament, I think it will wear out something inside very quickly. And inserting is very simple, only unloading not. On printables you can find very interesting files, Snapmaker Orca full spectrum test objects. This one combines two colors in the center with very small layer height. Gradient, every second layer is white or red. Well, the red is more dominating color compared to white, but I can see that this one is lighter compared to this red color. And this was printed with 0.08 mm layer height. Another object from this collection is tetraeder, which will combine four colors. Now printing with 0.08 mm layer height, the printing time is 3.5 hours, and I decided I want to reduce this printing time, so I'm increasing the layer height to 0.12 mm. Transfer all changes. And with this the printing time is reduced to a little bit more than 2 hours. There is a small warning with this model, but I will explain it later. Tetraeder using four colors. And my first failure on this printer because the object somehow removed from the build surface. I think the main reason for the failure is the dust. I never cleaned the build surface so far. I know I should do it before every printing, but I think I will print some kind of cover here, not for the heat, but to protect the build surface from the dust when the printer is not in use. And only now I notice how small is the contact surface, one of the main reasons for the failure. Well, it failed only here on the top, but otherwise very interesting result. For example, I don't have brown filament here, but this completely looks like a brown color. And I will show you a picture because this is printed with swapping the two colors, layer by layer. Of course, the quality of this depends a lot from the angle of the surface, but yes, very interesting possibilities with the toolchanger. I hate to finish the video with a failed print. One more printing, and I want to show you that this is one of those rare objects which I like to print even if I have a lot of Purge material. Very common gift for my friends or business partners and similar. Even with 50% infill, the printing time will be 1 hour and 15 minutes. Still not perfect to print only one at once, but far better than those one nozzle systems. No more color changes and it will be finished in 3 minutes. Perfectly clean objects, not only visually but also for the touch. Preparing the mass production. Some final thoughts for the end. Well, I really enjoy now printing in colors with the PLA, especially this full spectrum is very interesting and I want to investigate this a little bit deeper. I ordered some SMIC filaments and when they arrive, maybe I will even create a separate video about this. It is not a perfect printer. I already mentioned a few things in the video, like the screen could be a little bit brighter, this unloading of the filament is not really perfect, the Snapmaker Orca is a little bit slow. I think on the software side it could improve a little bit, but otherwise, as I mentioned, I really enjoy using it. And I'm very thankful to the Snapmaker because they proved that we can have a tool changer for the affordable price. And I have the feeling that now we will see from the other brands similar printers with also very similar price range. But this was my experience with the Snapmaker U1. If you have some other, few lines down in the comment section. Thank you for watching this video till the end, and as always, happy printing!